All righty. Well, hi guys. I'm super excited to see some of your fun and gorgeous and fit and healthy faces on a Thursday night. I was just thinking a couple weeks ago, we have our kind of standard Tuesday night training calls, and it's always kind of on the basics and as people are getting plugged in. But I was thinking about the growth that we had with June Boom and the momentum and just kind of what was happening with the seasonal shakes, that I was like, we have some people that are kind of taking an interest in this and wanting to share and grow, that I said, let's do some, different trainings on a variety of topics over the next couple weeks, pre-celebration, pre-90-day game plan, so that we're learning the skill set that then come around after celebration, we're in action with a little bit of training and a little bit of skill to propel us forward. So that being said, today is going to totally focus on social media. And you guys, honestly, it's something that we could probably train on for 3 hours. So I want to give you like bird's eye overview of some do's and some don'ts, and then leave some room for Q&As. Definitely utilize the chat function. So if there's a question you have, like, use the chat, message me so I see it, or you can use the raise the hand feature or unmute yourself and just be like, wait, tell me more about that. You're going too fast, or, whatever it is that I want to make sure I'm getting your questions answered and all that good stuff. Otherwise, in no particular order, I literally just was trying to bullet point some stuff I wanted to make sure I got covered that I think are the most common mistakes or common questions. But these are not in any hierarchy of most important, least important, or anything like that. So literally just ask me questions as they come up, and just take a few things away from it as we go. Don't feel like you have to eat the whole elephant. If you guys had any idea the amount of hold on. It is the sun is blaring my eyes. The amount of social media podcasts I've read or seminars I've gone to, and that's before Isogenics, as I had my own business and as a trainer and how to market yourself online. We can't cover this in an hour, but hopefully there's some golden nuggets. Does that sound good? You guys on board so far? Okay, so if you don't have paper and pen, you probably want to get paper and pen unless you're driving. And then in that case, you just gotta be a soundboard right now. But let's just dive into this. So one of the very, very, very things first things that I'd love to chat with you guys about is being consistent. So often we get in our head about I don't want to post another shake post. I don't want to post another transformation post. I don't want to post another motivational post. Everybody on my Facebook is sick and tired of seeing me post, Wellness Wednesday, Transformation Tuesday, Flex Friday, whatever it is. But what I will tell you is you've got to stop thinking that way right now and just be okay that this is your brand and you want to be consistent. Because number one, even though you think everybody's seeing it, less than 4% of your newsfeed is actually seeing your posts. So not everybody's seeing it at the same time. And if they don't want to see it, who cares? But at the same point, you're reaching out to someone, because I would venture to bet that most of you came from social media. Most of you saw a post that someone put up, or some of you have business builders because they saw a post that you put up, or you have product users that you see the value and why you want to do this. That what I try and tell people is when they're getting in their head and they're getting worried and they're like, I don't want to post anymore, I'm sick of posting, or I don't want to, be all braggy or whatever it is that when someone decides it's their time, right? Let's just say Sherry wasn't ready and she's scrolling over my posts for months, for years, right? There's one of her stupid shakes. Oh, there goes that bar again. Oh, there's some skinny girl that's, I'm not as skinny as yet, right? All that's happening. When the time comes and she's like, gosh darn it, I'm ready, I'm going to do it. Guess who she's going to think about? The person that's been posting consistently, right? That has never left, that has never gone away, that has always been there, because they know that we're reliable. I literally have enrolled people that someone else had prospected, and I found this out afterwards. I wasn't trying to do it, but they come to me and basically at the end of the story was oh, I thought that person wasn't even doing it anymore because they stopped posting, where they knew that I was still in the game, right? So just remember, you want to be consistent, and you want to be consistent with your theme, with your brand, with the value that you're providing. I mean, it's really, really important that you're being the person that is contributing to their life in one way, shape, or the other. But you also want to be unique. You want to be different, right? So Janelle's wall should look different than Diane's, and it should look different than mine, and different than Chris's, and different than Tracy's. All Italian restaurants aren't the same brand, right? All fast food is not the same brand. All clothing stores are not the same brand. You want to have your unique flair. And I'm always asking, like, I don't want to just put something up, like, just to put it up, like, oh, I need to have a lunchtime post. Let me throw this up there. But thinking, like, who's benefiting from this, right? How am I serving? What's the point of this? What is the outcome I'm trying to achieve? And then you know who you're attracting in. So, in all honesty, you guys, I don't check in every single day at the gym for my own accountability. I'm not like, hey guys, I'm a badass. I went to the gym again, right? Like, that's not why I do it. But if you knew the amount of people that were like, I was so tired, but I saw your post and that you were at the gym. I was like, Laura went to the gym. I'm going to go to the gym. You know, people that say, like, you know, like, you inspire me because you make time for that. You're consistent with that, whatever that may be. Like, that's why I do it. You know, when I just right now, I literally like posted a little picture of like one of our fiber bars and this little sparkly, like, sugar-free drink that I drink that's healthy, because it creates curiosity. Most people have no idea what this is. And people are going to start asking me, what is that? Is that good for you? Must not be bad for you if a nutritionist drinks it or something. But the other thing in the picture is the fiber bar. And I literally was like, yum, little afternoon pick me up, you know? People are going to scroll in and they're going to go, ooh, chocolate peanut what? Like, I put the little emojis on there. It's fun. There's no link to buy from my website. I'm not trying to make it a yard sale, right? I'm not like, sign up with Isagenix here. This bar is only $3.85 or whatever it is, right? Enough to create curiosity, enough for someone else that's sitting at their desk, maybe about to do work or they're about to make dinner or whatever, and they just are drinking Diet Coke in a Reese's peanut butter cup and going, wow, I probably could have made a better choice, right? I want to reach that person right now that's got like their handful of Cheetos, they're miserable, they're cranky, they're yelling at their kids, going, okay, I can have another quick and easy snack, right? Like, and it's just that part of being really, really consistent. With this brand, you, by all means, don't want to be an Isagenix yard sale. You do not want to go on your wall and Isagenix, 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 right? People in a second are going to get annoyed with you. I mean, I have a girlfriend right now that's in a skincare company, and I unfriended her the other day, and she messaged me. She's like, why'd you unfriend me? I said, well, because I care about your life, but I'm sick of seeing XYZ. Like, all I've seen is face wash and lash boost and whatever else. Like, it's annoying, you know? And so every once in a while when she did it, I was like, oh, that's cool. Like, I'm proud of her. Like, that girl does have good skin, you know? But that was annoying because that's like, there's more to that. So people aren't going to Facebook to buy stuff, right? You have to know that. That's not why people are going to Facebook. They want to see what's happening. People want to see, you know, what you're doing in your social life, what the kids are up to, what your family's up to. They want to see recipes. They want to see what concerts are happening or whatever it is. And curiosity and creatively, you've got to figure out how to drip Isagenix in there in a way that's relatable. So one of the girls on my team recently did a fun post about how, like, in the morning, she's like trying to get to the gym, walk her dog, get the kids there, blah, 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 and out to work. And like, she basically did this time comparison of like what that used to be like and how the shake saves her time. It was like, thank goodness I've got XYZ nutrients in 30 seconds in a blender. The amount of comments on this one post, the amount of moms that were reaching out being like, what is that? I need that. Like, it's crazy. And again, she wasn't selling anything and she wasn't even trying to build the business at the time. She just very authentically was like excited what the shake is doing for her and the amount of time it's saving her. And people related to that. So when you think about, you know, branding yourself, there's a couple rules of thumbs. Here's the don'ts. I told you I was going to do a lot of do's, but then some don'ts. The first thing is nothing negative. I don't care how bad your day is. Nobody else does either. Nothing negative. There's no exception. Sometimes even like what's worse is the disclaimer. Like, I'm not usually a negative person, but blah, here comes the emotional vomit anyways. No one goes on Facebook for that. Like, the disclaimer doesn't make it any better. Just don't do it. Call somebody, get it off your chest, and then go about your business. But keep it uplifting, keep it humorous, keep it fun, keep it inspirational, motivational, loving, genuine, authentic. Do not come on Facebook to talk about your drama, to talk about how you're better than people, to talk about politics by all means, to talk about your religion. I mean, here's my thing. If you want to be like inspirational and have like gratitude for, you know, the universe or your faith or Jesus or the things you believe in, awesome, but not in a point where you're going to shun that against somebody else. Because guess what? Not everybody has the same faith as you, and everybody needs Isagenix. If you live on this planet and you're eating food, you can eat Isagenix. And I don't want to lose customers because we don't have the same political views, right? So during like that time of the year when it's getting controversial and people want to be so opinionated, I'm like, I don't care if you love or hate our president. I want you to eat Isagenix. and I don't want to lose my following because we may or may not like the president, right? Like that stuff just needs to be separate from your business and treat this like a profession. So, I think the biggest don'ts with your brand and the consistency were don't make your Isagenix, your newsfeed and Isagenix yard sale. Don't put prices on there. Don't put links to buy. Don't show like pictures of packs or anything like that. And the do's are being consistent, showing up with the same brands, posting, morning, lunch, dinner as much as you can, at least daily, at least weekly. Like once every 2 weeks is not going to cut it in terms of like generating leads into your business. Keep it fun, keep it really positive, and just always think like, what was it that got you excited? What was the post you saw? What was it that made you go, okay, I want to learn more about that? If you came from social media, or what was the post maybe you put up that someone reached out to you, and do more of that. And the formula that Isagenix has been training on for like the last 3 to 4 years is something called 10-4-1. If you guys have not heard of this, imagine if you had 15 posts in a week. So like 3 posts 5 days out of the week or something. 10 of them have nothing to do with Isagenix. 10 of them are just you being you, because people buy things for people they know, like, and trust. And you've got to build a relationship online with people. If you're friending random people, or, you've got friends from high school and college you're reconnecting with, like, they've got to get to know who you are before they spend $600 on a value pack. And so that is you being transparent, who you are with your friends, with your husband, with, your family, with the kids, with your church, with your fitness. Like, who are you? And be the same person offline as you are online. I mean, I talk about this all the time. Do not be talking about how you're in this nutritional program and you're so healthy and you're so fit and blah, 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 and then get caught going through the drive-through. I mean, no one's perfect, but you want to be integrity. Or I love it sometimes. You'll see people like Laura Stevens or Tanya Kirkpatrick. They're posting about their treat meal. They're like, you know what? The best part is I get to have my Dairy Queen Sunday, or I get to have a cheeseburger. And it's fine that I'm not dieting or feeling restrictive anymore. I mean, Jen and Adam just put the whole family up at a Mexican restaurant, and you see the margaritas and the chips and salsa in the photo, and it's brilliant because that's real life, you guys. It's real life because they don't live in perfection, and that's part of what their family is like, and it's relatable to people. So 10 posts, whether it's a joke, right? Whether it's something about like a recipe, or, something that you're passionate about, if it's animals, like if it's whatever it is, whatever you're doing, let people like truly see your life. You got to get comfortable living outside. I mean, so many people are like, I don't want to post on Facebook. Well, then you probably don't want to have a business either, because all of us are building our business online. 4 posts that have something to do with health and wellness, right? So again, maybe it's a recipe, maybe it's a workout, maybe it's showing the products, maybe, you're posting about your energy or creating that curiosity, and then 1 power post. And your power post is like the big transformation. You're celebrating a rank advancement. You're talking about your paycheck or something of that sort, but that's the one big shebang. I'm out loud. That's maybe when you're actually going to put the word Isagenix in your post. Like, you're screaming from the rooftops that you're proud of what you're doing and taking ownership in what you're doing. And that's when you'll see too, people are going to celebrate you, and they're going to like it, and they're going to comment, because they can see it's genuine. You're not doing it every single day, all day long, right? But all the other posts, what is it that you're sharing? Like, who is it that you are generating your following for? And think about too, your brand. So if we think about clothing, right? If I were to talk to you about Abercrombie, or if I would talk to you about Express, immediately you can envision the type of shopper going to that store, right? If we talk about TJ Maxx or Nordstrom, you get a different picture of the type of shopper, right? If we think about Chipotle or Taco Bell, the different type of customer, the different type of ads, whatever it may be. Be really, really clear on like who you're reaching out to. You cannot save the world. So I constantly am connecting with service people and fitness people. That's my story, right? I broke free from exchanging time for money, and I've been in the fitness industry for 17 years, right? That's who I connect with. Melanie and our team is really all about the mom thing and the mom life. And she's got 3 kids, and she's got this crazy busy life. And, she's got this mom life. She's attracting in a lot of busy moms. Figure out who your niche is and who you really want to relate to, because you can actually get into that and make that your brand and really reach out to them than trying to connect with everybody, because you can't focus on everybody, even though we have solutions for everybody. I'm just looking at my notes to make sure I'm not forgetting anything there. Before I move forward, any questions, any thoughts or comments on that? Anything that I should clarify? I'm going to read the chat real fast. Oh, thanks, Chris. Anything else? Anybody been in mute? Are we good? Good? Okay. So that 10-4-1, you guys just don't treat it like the Bible, you know, just use it as a guideline. You don't have to count your posts or anything like that. Just go through your news feed and be like, ooh, I haven't posted any isogenics in a while. I should post some isogenics. Or if you're going, ooh, I've only posted isogenics, you know? And if you're still learning this, look at people to follow. I mean, Keitha Maxwell, Laura Stevens, Tanya Kirkpatrick, Delray Messer, myself, Laura Laurie. I mean, there's some great people that you can just follow and see how they show who they are, how they live their life out loud, but how they drip it in and create that curiosity. Peak times are really important to kind of know. Like, for example, Saturday at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, no one's online. Like, don't even bother, right? But morning, lunch, evening, 7 days a week is going to be good. So that morning time, like 7 to 9, people are commuting and they're driving, doing this. They shouldn't be, but they are, right? They get to their desk and they'll do everything but start work. They're procrastinating, checking emails, scrolling through Facebook. People are at the gym. They're doing cardio, scrolling through Facebook. You've got a huge audience between 7 and 9 a.m. of your time zone. But be conscious, too, of what people want to see in the morning. Like, that's your time to add humor. That's your time to be inspirational. That's your time to be motivational. That's not your time to be like, haha, my life's so much better than yours. Sucks that you got a 9 to 5 while I'm like living this freedom life. Like, don't do that. It's not fun for people. You know, when that person's sitting in traffic, like, even though like a bit of them is excited about what you offer, they're also going to resist you. You know, they're also going to be like, yeah, I wish that was my life. You know, just be conscientious. Lunchtime, 11 a.m. to 1. Again, people are on their breaks, they're sitting outside, they're out of meetings, they're kind of unplugging. That's a great time to do something that's informational or educational. Like if you're going to share a recipe, people are awake, they're usually at a place they can print it, they're kind of thinking about what dinner's going to be like, you know. And then that's one of those cool times too to do Facebook Live. You know, people can sit there and watch it and they want to unplug, you know, they want to go, oh, look at that, you know. And then dinner time, evening time, 7 to 9. Again, like kids are in bed, homework's done, people are unplugging, they're watching TV, but they're paying more attention to their phone. I mean, that's a great time to do a power post. That's a great time to kind of, you know, celebrate your day and let people have a little bit of reflection of like, am I living the life of my dreams? Am I living my ideal life? Do I look and feel as good as I want to? Like, tap into that, get into that kind of emotional part. And if you have something that's like really authentic at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, you're like, oh my gosh, I really want to put this up. You don't have to hold it. Put it up. It's fine, right? Some people are still going to see it. Just in general, no. Morning, lunch, and evening, you're going to get more visibility. You're going to get more people that share it, more people that like it. But you don't have to hold posts. You know, like sometimes I've had people like really in the know and they want to post. But I'm like, then share it, because when you've got the lunchtime funny afternoon of whatever happened with your kids and it goes up at 9 o'clock at night, it's like you've missed the moment. So, you know, that's just kind of a fun balance. If your guys' profile is not public, make it public, right? So if you have a few amount of friends or all of your friends are doing isogenics anyways, they already know what you're doing. You want other people you're not just friends with to be seeing what you're doing. When they search a hashtag, you want to be searchable. You know, when someone likes or comments, you want it to go into other people's news feeds. So for example, I might not be friends with like all of Jen's friends, right? But if she likes something or she comments, guess what? Her friends list is going to see that. And we can really capitalize on this with our friends of our friends of our friends of our friends. So I might be friends with Beth Ann and she might not want to do isogenic, but if she likes something or she comments something, it shows up in her friend's newsfeed. Beth liked Lauren's post. Beth liked Lauren's post, right? So then someone sees what the post is. Guess what? They like my stuff. They friend me. They start to see it. You have no idea how many messages I get that are like, hey, I don't really know who you are, but you always show up in my newsfeed. Can you tell me a little bit about what you do? Because I'm consistent and it's public. So that being said, just use safety. Like if you're posting with your kids, you can make certain posts private, even though your majority of the stuff is public. Or one of the things like I do is if I check in somewhere, I usually do it after I'm leaving. So, I mean, just be smart about it. I'm a single girl. I live my life out loud on Facebook. It wouldn't take long for someone to figure out where I am or where I'm going. So if you notice, I'll go to yoga, but I'm checking in as I'm leaving. Like I'm already out of there. You know what I mean? It's kind of on the back side instead of the front side. When I do coffee appointments with people, like I'm sitting there, I'll take the picture when I'm with them. I post it when I'm already leaving, right? I don't need some weird stalker person like seeing where I am and following where I'm going. So just be a little bit conscientious if you're being public with your posts, but know that you're getting more visibility. I mean, we have an unlimited amount of connections online. You've got to really be able to utilize this system. So the hashtag thing, it works great on Instagram, not so great on Facebook, right? And then if you're on Instagram and you are using hashtags, I mean, that's because people literally do search. And for some, like if someone wants to type in gluten-free, you want your post to come up in that newsfeed. If they type in, you know, all natural, you want it to come up. If someone types in isogenics, you want to be searchable. Like make sure you're using the hashtags because people do use Instagram like a search engine, much like people go to Google and something. So for example, when I was doing paleo stuff, I would search paleo and I would start to follow all these CrossFit bloggers because I didn't know what I was doing, right? I wanted to see what they were doing. If you have someone that wants to go gluten-free and you're hashtagging things that are gluten-free, do you know how excited people that are gluten-free are to have a shake that's portable, that it's a safe meal when they are, you know, on a plane or they're like going on a road trip or something? So if every time you do a shake, if you can hashtag gluten-free, you're going to start to show up in people that may only be looking for gluten-free alternatives, and you're going to start to show up for them. Facebook, it doesn't mean you can't use them. I just think that they're more used for fun or for humor than they are really for a purpose. So just kind of know that. But again, not every post has to have 20 hashtags, but when appropriate, use them. You know, use them as an inside joke with your friends or family. Use them as a search engine. Use them as a way, you know, to kind of describe what you're doing, almost like bulletproof or like bullets or something of the post. Not every single post needs to have 2 pages of hashtags, but use them and you'll start to see value in them. And then again, it's another way to brand yourself. So I was just noticing Laura Lori on our team, every time she posts about her lab, she has some hashtag about like life of the big brown dog or something like that. But it's funny and people are catching on to it, you know, and you start to see it and it's relatable. It has nothing to do with isogenics. It just is another part of who Laura is online, right? Kristen just called into this call. We have a joke about our legs, right? Like we were in Mexico together. I made a comment about our muscular quads, you know, and every time we post on each other's thing, it'll come up. Like, you know, like I literally was going to do it today. She made a comment about my post. I didn't have makeup on. I was going to be like, well, should I put makeup on my quads or something? Because people get curious. They just get nosy. They're going to search around and be like, what are they talking about, right? Why are they talking about their thighs? You know, use hashtags for a lot of different reasons like that. We kind of went through a lot of the don'ts. Like I was, just to reiterate, nothing negative, you know, like don't hit the share. Coming back to that, no ice on the wall. Don't make it a yard sale. One of the things too I wanted to address is don't hit the share button, right? Like you want to brand yourself. You don't want to give credit to somebody else. That being said, sometimes if the recipe's coming from Cooking Light, right? Or I found something from delish.com or, you know, excuse me, one of those things. Yes, I will share it because the recipe is theirs. It's not mine. I'm like, oh, I'm making this for dinner tonight. And it's showing that I'm into health and wellness. It's showing that I cook, but I didn't make that recipe. But what you don't want to do is if Kristen puts up a before and after of her client or her customer, I don't want to share that. Because guess what I'm doing? I'm reinforcing Kristen as the health coach. So you can save that picture, you can copy the testimonial, and then you can post it as your own, right? Like look at one of my teammates' success stories or look at my friend so-and-so's thing. Like we're all working together as a team, but you don't want to hit the share button. You know, so often I post an article, it's like share, share, share. And I'm like literally messaging the team, you guys, I'm like, stop sharing my post. Steal my post, but make it your own. Like, because it drives business back to me and you want to drive business back to you. I want to talk to you guys about, there was a question in the group about apps for memes and pictures and things like that. I'm going to touch to you a little bit on Facebook Live, and I also want to talk to you about how do you start the three-way message or how do you get it offline when someone has expressed interest. Before I go into that, I'm going to tell you one other thing on your brand and then see where we're at with questions before I go into that. But the other is when we're talking about the consistent posting or, you know, creating your brand, I want you to treat your business like bigger than it is. I want you to treat your business like $1 million business. Don't post slop on your wall. Like double check for typos, double check for spelling, take a good picture, make sure it's not blurry, use a filler, crop it if you need to. It doesn't take that long, but it makes a huge difference. I mean, think about when you're scrolling, what are the things that get your attention, right? What are the things that you notice? It's usually because there's a filter, there's a word on it, or there's something. Don't put a crappy picture up there because it doesn't do you any good for who you're about, right? When we're thinking about that brand, spend the extra 30 seconds to make it look good. Make sure it's even, make sure you can see the recognized faces or whatever that may be. So before I go into the last 3 topics, and I told you these were no hierarchy, just information for you guys tonight. Any questions? Anything that we haven't covered yet tonight? Anything you want clarity on? Okay, that's your chance. So Facebook Live, you guys, if you remember, I think it was called like Periscope or something, like they tried to do it, like some other things tried to do it, and Facebook was just like watching, and then they came in and were like, boom, we're gonna do it the right way. I was still like, that's kind of like how Apple is. Like they let all the other like tech stuff kind of pre-launch it, and then Apple's like, now I'm gonna do it the right way, Facebook Live is amazing. You literally broadcast to everybody in your newsfeed. So when you make a post, it goes out to 4%. 4% of the algorithm I'm maxed out of my 5,000 friends. 4% is small, you guys. And the people that are seeing it are the ones that I constantly like on and the ones that constantly like on me. That's who's seeing all those posts, right? Unless you are intentionally unfriending and unfollowing and liking and new friending and new following to like work this algorithm, the same people are going to see your stuff the same way you're seeing the same people's stuff. When you go on Facebook Live, every single person in your newsfeed gets notified that you're live. So if I go live right now, where when I just posted about the little drink in the fiber bar, probably 50 people saw it. If I went live right now, Lauren Sims is live, 5,000 people get that notification. Then as more people start liking and more people are watching it, in Chris's newsfeed, if he likes something, Chris Marshall is watching Lauren, right? Wesley is watching Lauren. Jen is watching. People start watching. It's like going out, that you have like literally thousands and thousands and thousands of people watching you, especially if you get good at it. So that being said, if you're going to use Facebook Live, here's my thoughts on it. Number one, if you're watching people that are doing it well, they're treating it like a broadcast, and they're usually doing it around the same day, the same time. Like Scott and Laura St. John, 11 a.m. every single day. Here's their worldwide workout, right? They have branded themselves to do that. People are expecting them. People know when they're going to be on, right? I've seen people like every Thursday night, this is when they do their thing. You don't have to. Again, it can be a pop-up thing, or, get creative. I know like Jess does a lot of stuff in the afternoon with her kids, whatever that stuff may be. But I want you to consider 2 things. Number one, is there value in what you are broadcasting? Like I literally, sometimes I'm like, what is this person gibbering and jabbering about? Like the whole world just got notified for what, right? Like delete. But then also the professionalism of it. Like you don't want to have your phone and be walking down the street and doing one of these that like everybody's getting motion sickness trying to watch you. And y'all know what I'm talking about. I'm not saying you're doing it, but you guys have definitely seen it. Like put your phone in a solid place and talk to the camera like you were giving a presentation, or do something. If you're making a meal, or you're showing how to get a stain out of something, or how to build something, or speaking from your heart, just treat it like a broadcast. And you're going to get a lot more follows, a lot more shares, a lot more live attendance, and people staying on, not people that watched you for 10 seconds and next, like just really treat it like a profession and be professional about it, and it will work in your favor. I mean, there's some people like Kayla Kraft and Jessica Ringner and Renee Schreiman that are really, really using Facebook Live and doing it well. And a lot of them are recipes, and they're showing how they're making protein balls, or how they're making healthy slime with their kids, or whatever they're doing. And people are engaged. They want to learn. There's value in that, but they're not like driving on the car and having a conversation about their personal event at the same time. So just know that you literally are reaching thousands. And I always think to myself, if you only get to talk to those people one time, right? If this is the one shot you got, don't blow it. like put a little bit of time, put a little bit of effort into that. Like get clear on your message so that there's value for the people that want to watch you. Tracy had asked me about apps for like memes and pictures and filters and things like that. Girl, we could do all kinds of stuff. A lot of people do Pic Collage. A lot of people do Word Swag. A lot of people use A Beautiful Mess. I personally, for like selfies and just pictures when I'm out, I either use Instagram for its filters because you can take the picture, filter it, and then post it out to Facebook. Or I use something called Insta Beauty because it comes with filters and it comes with it just makes you look better. You know, I mean, we're in this health and wellness company. It's not fake. It's not just genuine, but it takes out the wrinkles, you know, it takes out the dark circles. It makes everything look smoother. And if you're posting your post cleanse day and you look and feel amazing, like use the filter. It's fine. You know, we're not airbrushed. It's not like, I mean, don't use the Skinny app. That one I'm not a fan of when people go, and I'm like, you don't actually look like that. Don't do that. But, you know, it's fine to, you know, take the time to make yourself look a little tanner, a little brighter, whatever, that people pay attention to it. But I think with the apps, you know, everybody uses different ones, and I'm only telling you things for the iPhone. I have no idea actually for anything for a Droid, but Word Swag is one that I use. You can put the writing on. Pic Collage, A Beautiful Mess. Anybody else have other ones that you know work for you?
Somebody told me Snapchat is like the best filter on the planet. I've never used it, but so many people have said it. Just FYI.
It's true. It's true. Even if you look like a barn animal, you look like this, and everybody pays attention to you. I saw that, Jen. Okay, yeah, it's true. Actually, I only have Snapchat because I want the filters. I do take pictures out of there and then save it. And even though I don't like snap it or whatever that's called, then I like upload the picture somewhere else. Sometimes as a tiger, but that is good. Good idea. And someone's in the chat here. Tracy said Prisma. Colleen said Fonty. Yeah, there's a lot of great ones out there. I mean, literally, like, and I would Google that too, like best picture collage or best, you know, words on thing. I like Word Swag. That's the one Kisa and Megan Sweeney taught me about. When you kind of put the picture in and then you can put the phrase, and then there's all kinds of different ways that looks like a flyer. And I think there's also something called Canva, which a lot of people use for flyers and things like that. And the last thing I'll touch on, and then I'm going to literally stick around for Q&A, is when people are interested. So let's just say like you have a picture of your bar, right? Like I just saw someone post like they were at their hairdresser and it went longer than they thought it was going to be. And they were like, so grateful I've got my blah, blah, blah bar, right? And they were showing it that they weren't getting hangry and they weren't going to make a bad food choice or whatever. And people were commenting on it. Like, oh my gosh, what is that? Where do I get that? If you have a picture of a shake, or if you post a transformation picture, maybe it's your own. Maybe you've got something like, I just knocked out my 48-hour cleanse. I feel amazing. Like, I can't believe how flat my stomach is or whatever. People go, oh my gosh, tell me more about what you're doing. I think that the best thing to do is comment on your wall, hey, I'm going to PM you. Let them know, hey, I just sent you a message. Number one, that they know to check it. Number two, because the more comments that are happening on your thing, the more that post is going to stay boosted and the more people are going to see it. So reply to everybody, right? Like work on the algorithm there. So if I post something and Wesie's like, I want to know more about what you're doing, instead of just messaging her, I'm going to comment on there, hey, check, I sent you a message. And then I'm also still going to send her the message, you know? Then there's one of two things to do. I don't recommend like replying with a video and a link to your website, right? Like they just asked a question. No one said they were going to buy anything. They're still kind of learning. But sometimes I ask questions too at the same time, but you can decide based on your level of expertise and how comfortable you are, if you want to do this message solo or if you want to do it as a group. So let's just say someone messaged me, like I might reach out, let's say it was Sherry, and be like, Sherry, oh my gosh, I'm so glad you asked what I was doing. Like, you know, I'd love to help you. And say it's this amazing nutritional program, and say, is there an area of your health you're looking to improve? I ask a question right away because I don't want them to get skeptical. I don't want them to ask me a ton of questions, right? I want to get to the point of pain. I want to know, why in the heck did they message me? Why in the heck did they comment in the first place? You know? So I change it up based on what I'm feeling at the time, how well I know that person. but I'll always write, oh my gosh, I'm so glad you asked about what I'm doing. You know, it's this amazing nutritional program. Are there areas of your health you're looking to improve? Or I'll say, have you ever done a cleanse before? Have you ever tried a nutritional reset before? Right? Like I start to ask questions that I can flip it on them and we make it about them. My goal is to ask 5 or 10 questions before they can ask me another one, you know? So I start to just ask them things like, and based on what they say. So if they say, no, I've never done a nutritional cleanse before, I'll be like, oh my gosh, why not? You know, and a lot of times they'll be like, I don't know which one to do. Or they'll be like, oh, I don't want to spend the day in the bathroom. I'll be like, oh, it's not like that at all. Like you can kind of create that curiosity. And then I'm always like, I would love to chat with you. I do not send price through Facebook Messenger. I do not send pictures of pets through Facebook Messenger. At best, I send a video once I already have an appointment to talk to them, right? So if they're like, oh my gosh, that's great. And if I say, have you done a cleanse? They say, no, but I'd love to learn more. I say, great. I would love to chat with you tonight. You know, are you free before or after dinner? Once I have that appointment time, then I'll send the video. I'll say, hey, can you do me a quick favor and just watch this quick video before we hop on the phone? It's going to save us a lot of time tonight. It's only 3 minutes long, right? And I send the video afterwards. So, I mean, there's a lot of different ways to do this. And if you're brand new and you're like, I don't know what I should be saying. I just went through this with my friend Megan. I said, add me to the thread. So she's got some girls reaching out to a post. I said, I want you to do a group thread that just says, I'm so glad you asked what I'm doing. It's this amazing nutritional program. I've also included my friend Lauren in here. She's the one that got me started because in case there's things I can't answer, I want to make sure I'm getting you the best information possible. And now I'm in there so I can help cheer her on. I can help answer questions. I can help guide her through how to send a video, how to set up a 3-way call. Plus there's third-party validation immediately. So don't be afraid to use group messages, you guys, when people are asking questions or, you know, asking for more information with things like that. Since I'm on this thread right now of messages, I also want you to be really, really proactive with friending new people, right? Joining Facebook groups and reaching out to people. So I am constantly unfriending people and friending new people because I want new people to see what I'm doing, right? I'm joining new groups, like new fitness groups and wellness groups and business groups and whatever. And I'm not going in that group, you guys, and posting transformations, but I'm liking on people's stuff and I'm commenting on them, right? So people call it the hug, hug, kiss method, which I like to think of as the like, comment. So if I just friended Kristen, right, I'm going to go on her wall. I'm going to like something, I'm going to like something, I'm going to comment. I'm going to like, I'm going to comment. Because now it's like Lauren Sims like this, Lauren Sims like this. She's going to go, oh, what's Lauren Sims about? And she's going to go look at my stuff. And she's going to start to like stuff. And Facebook's going to go, oh, marriage. And now I'm going to show up in her newsfeed more often. And I get to build this relationship with her online. Then inevitably, I'm either going to see her post something like, oh, I've got a, wedding coming up and, I need to lose weight. What should I do? Or she's going to see something that I'm doing and she's going to say, hey, can you tell me more about what you're doing? Looks like you don't have a 9 to 5 or, whatever it may be. And I want you to be really, really intentional with that. But so in those groups, like I'm friending people and I see what they're about, or I just comment them. Oh my God, I loved what your family did on the 4th of July, or, I love your shoes, or, tell me about that restaurant you went to. I'm looking for a place to take my friends that are coming into town next week. Like just build an authentic relationship with people. You can use Facebook Graph to search. So the search bar of Facebook, you can type in anything you want. You can type in someone's name, you can type in a hobby, you can type in a city, and things are going to populate. So just know you're never going to run out of people. So one of the things I do all the time, you guys, is I type in a really popular name, and the way it populates is people you're already friends with, then mutual friends, then strangers. I don't really friend strangers all that often. It's weird. But I don't know much about them and they don't know much about me and they're probably not going to accept the friend request. But once I look at all the mutual friends, I don't friend the Isagenix world. So if everybody of their friends is Emily Vabber and Chris Harder and Kathy Coover, don't friend that person, right? But other people, and it's like, oh, they're friends with all my friends from college, or oh, they're friends with other girls from the gym at 24 Hour Fitness or whatever. I friend those people. And of the thousands of times I've done this, literally twice, someone's been like, do I know you? And I literally will just say, I don't know, but Facebook suggested you as a friend to me. And we had all these mutual friends in common. I'd love to meet new people. So I suggest you as a friend. They're like, oh, cool. What do you do? Right? Or something of that sort. Don't make it weird, but be intentional. And you guys, this is super judgmental and I'm just going to own it. But when you think about who you want in your business, I'm looking for people that are pretty. I'm looking for people that are fit. I'm looking for people that are popular. I'm looking for people that have a lot of following, that have a lot of friends, that look influential, right? Because I want Isagenix to be the largest health and wellness, business. And I want to find people that are going to be able to scream from the rooftops how amazing this is. So if I find you and you look like you have 5 friends and the only thing you posted about is like video games in your basement for the last 3 years, probably not going to friend you, right? But when I look at someone and they've got 3,000 friends and 4,000 followers, and every time they post, there's likes and comments and everything, those are the people I'm trying to partner with because they have influence, right? Those are the people that you want to build businesses with, or people that are suffering in silence. You're looking for that pain. You're looking for people that are complaining about their job, complaining about their health, because we have a solution for them. So just don't ever fall into that trap of like, I ran out of my warm market. I don't have anybody to talk to. I mean, there's billions of people on Facebook all over the world. We're in like 14, 13, 12 countries. I don't even know how many anymore. We're in a lot of countries, You can literally I could type in Kristen, London, and all the Kristens in London are going to pop up. And I guarantee you, you'll be like, holy cow, I went to college with that girl. She lives in London now. People you've lost touch with. Or it's going to be someone that's a mutual friend that it's okay that you friended them, and then you start to build that relationship. But that goes back to then why you have to be consistent and why your brand matters. If someone goes on my Facebook or my Instagram right now, you guys, it takes them less than 30 seconds to figure out that I'm self-employed, right? That I am into fitness, that I'm into nutrition, that I love people, that I'm really social. I have a lot of friends. Like, it doesn't take them long to figure those things out. And that if I met them at a coffee shop, they already know who I am. That's one of my favorite things. Like, oh my gosh, like, you're kind of exactly what I thought you'd be like. I'm like, cool. Like, you don't want to be this weird person that then they show up and they feel like they don't know you. If I go onto Chris's wall right now, I know that he is a dad. I know he's a man of faith. I know he's a runner. Like, you want people to know who you are, not vomiting Isagenix, but dripping it in there and living your life out loud. What this does for you physically, financially, emotionally, culturally, spiritually. People are looking for us, and this is just our best vehicle to do it. So I have been talking for a while. I want to definitely just open it up. And please don't be shy, you guys. Ask any questions. There are no stupid questions. And I promise you, if you're thinking it, someone else is. So I'm going to stay available for the next 10 minutes. Somebody ask me something. Otherwise, y'all can do this call next month. I'm going to sing the Jeopardy song.
I have a question.
Yes.
So besides Facebook and Instagram, are there any other social networks that you really like to use for Isagenix?
So these are the 2 that I've gotten good at. And everything that I've gone to and I've done social media training has said master 2, right? Otherwise, it's really hard to be consistent on all of them, and they get diluted that none of them are effective. So maybe you think LinkedIn and Pinterest are yours, then run with those 2. If you're Instagram and Snapchat, run with those. Like, the younger millennials don't even use Facebook. I literally sat next to this young 20-year-old the other day, and she was like, well, Facebook's like for old people. And I was like, what? I'm still in start. I'm pretty sure you just called me old, So yeah, whatever it is, I think it is what you're good at. Me and my friend Aaron Harrison, he recruits like crazy off LinkedIn. He really gets that. I don't spend a lot of time on it. I don't know like who sees in the newsfeed or how those connections or referrals work. But if a lot of people are loving LinkedIn, a lot of people are having a lot of success with that. So I would just say master 2 well, or even just 1, because if you're trying to do it all, you're doing none really well. I don't know anybody who's building an Isagenix business off of Twitter. I've never heard of that. But I do know Pinterest. I definitely LinkedIn, for sure, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, for sure. And using like Insta Story too, like those videos, they're getting more views than just like putting a post up. So it's kind of fun sometimes. Like, I've seen people like blend their shake on Insta Story, or, actually I saw this girl, she's not on our team, but I was watching it all day. Every time she did something of her cleanse, she got on Insta Story. So she literally did her whole cleanse day. So she was like, all right, guys, cleanse serving number 1. Here's my chocolate, you know, and then like later on in the day, she's like, here I go again. She's like, I'm feeling good. Haven't run to the bathroom, going to the bathroom yet. Like, you know, and it was like, you know, she was having fun with people, and there was a lot of people that were watching her videos, you know? So I think that that's another one to tap into. Any other questions, you guys?
No, actually, Lauren.
Yeah.
Yeah, you answered a lot of my questions, because prior to this, I wasn't even on social media until 2 years ago. So it's all new for me, and I go on it every day. And I've really been trying to follow the rules, and I've been doing my Facebook Live like every Thursday and stuff. So I'm glad Chris asked about, you know, using different ones, because I'm on Instagram, but I rarely ever use it. I don't know if I should be using more than 2, if it would make that big of a difference, or just focus on Facebook. So
I would say 2. I think 2 is good. You have different people on different ones and the way it shows up. And I've, for June Boom, I enrolled 13 people personally enrolled, and it were almost half and half Facebook, Instagram, and people I met out. So
okay.
It's like, you know, you don't want to rely just on social media. You know, I definitely built my own connections and, you know, follow up my own people, whether it's a waitress or a Lyft driver or a friend at the gym or whatever it may be. But literally I had as many leads coming in from Facebook as I did Instagram.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Any others, you guys? If you're a business builder too, spend some time to teach your team this. You know, I think it's really important that, you know, we remember that it's a show me business, not a tell me business. Like, spend time with your people, showing them how to use some of those apps. You know, spend time with your people, showing them how to do a Facebook message, you know, teaching them how to hashtag, teaching them how to do the 10-4-1. Like, you don't just expect your business builder to start posting on social media. Spend some time. It is worth 1 or 2 hours of your time to train them so that they can duplicate what you're doing. You know, I mean, when I think about the amount of people I've enrolled and the size of this team, it's because I'm not the only person posting on Facebook, right? And if you want your team to grow and you want to have all these people doing exactly what you're doing, number 1, you've got to do it first, right? Because they have to follow something. But number 2, teach them. Like, you're going to get a lot of people that are ignorant on ice. You know what I mean? And they're not going to move because they feel like they have to be perfect. But if you just spend a little bit of time, you now have 2 or 3 people posting all this stuff and reaching a whole new network that you wouldn't have. Like, look at each person as a Rolodex of hundreds and thousands of more people out there to serve and bless with Isagenix, right? But how are we tapping into that these days? No one's knocking door to door, and no one's using the yellow pages. Like, this is the worldwide yellow pages, you know? But we've got to teach people how to do it and do it in an effective way. And compliant. I didn't say anything about compliance. Always compliant. You know, like making sure we're compliant with testimonials, with health success stories, with, you know, business, with income. And you guys reach out to your individual sponsors for posts like that, your power posts, but you want to use the income disclaimer if you're posting it all about income. And, you know, with the weight loss stuff, we cannot say specific inches or weight or a specific time frame. It's one or the other. So it's a significant amount of weight in 30 days. Or in a short period of time, I've lost 25 pounds. I mean, one or the other, but we just want to make sure we're not doing anything that in any way, shape, or form treats us like we are, you know, diagnosing, treating, curing, making any type of health claims. Any others, you guys? All right. Well, you're rock stars. I know I talk fast, but I appreciate you guys being on here on a Thursday night. And just stay tuned. I've got, you know, 3 more trainings on different topics, different days, different times. I just tried to do a variety of things at a variety of times to reach that many more people. So you guys are awesome, and have a great night, and I'll see you soon. Bye.
Thank you, Lauren.
Thank you, guys.
Well, thank you. Good night.
Thanks, Lauren.
You're the best. Thank you.